At Elder, we have great coaching, obviously. But then, my dad was my offensive line coach my entire life. When I, needed help, I would say, "Hey, Dad, can we go up to Elder?" And he would always come up and, work on different techniques, different pass protection. And, he really taught me how to, kind of watch film, look at the guys, first move, the counter move, and how they kind of deal with the run block. So, I think I was probably more prepared than, any other lineman probably in the state. And then, I'm just physical. I love playing the game. I love hitting people and just winning. So, I said a lot of different talents, I guess.
When you see your game, are you more of a power guy? Do you have speed? How do you kind of describe the way you play the game? And at the next level, do you anticipate being a tackle or a guard, or how do they view you think?
I'm definitely a power guy. I can run block pretty well. But then, my pass pro is really good. I don't think I gave him a sack this year, just, really patient, and I do a good job protecting those guys. And then, I can move too. I can pull around the edge and get there pretty quick. So I think, all my game's pretty balanced, but I'd say I'm more of a power guy. And I think I'll probably go in as a tackle, and then whatever happens, happens. So.
Do you think you didn't give up a sack, or do you know?
No, I know.
Because that's a point of emphasis, a point of pride, right?
Yes.
I think especially like even in the NFL, they keep track of the best offensive linemen based on. How proud of you are you of that? And is that something that you kind of came into the season, hoping to do?
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think I gave him one last year either. But that's my job, to protect our quarterbacks, protect our backs. So obviously I wanted to do that pretty well. So it's just a part of the game, just protecting those guys and coming out and doing it every week. So that was just my job.
Tommy, at Notre Dame, is the atmosphere when you go up and visit, does it remind you of here?
Definitely. I was up there last weekend for my official visit, and just hanging around with the guys, the players on the team. They're very similar, like my friends here, the guys on my team. Just good guys I can get along with, talk to really easily. And then, the academics, I know it's really serious up there, and it is here too. There's no slack for us. Coaches are really similar. The way that the offensive line coaches up there and here, it'll just be a really easy transition for me.
You said you grew up, I believe, a few months ago, always wanting to play at Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Was that true?
Yes.
And what was it about Notre Dame, even as a kid, that made you aspire to want to play there?
We had a couple guys from Elder go there, and growing up as a coach's son, I was kind of always around those guys, and I really kind of looked up to them. So it was neat to see them play on Saturdays, and we'd go up to different games just to watch them. The atmosphere's up there great, and then like my grandpa's have been a huge Notre Dame fan his entire life, so I kind of grew up in a household where we watched Notre Dame on Saturday, and it was just I was brought up in that atmosphere.
Have you lived here your whole life?
Yes.
What's it like being an Ohio kid who grew up dreaming about playing somewhere else that's not Ohio State?
It's really not that weird around here, west side of Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of huge Notre Dame fans. So, a lot of the Catholic schools, there's big Notre Dame fans. Ohio State kind of takes a backseat to Notre Dame, I would say, in the west side. So I kind of grew up in that. But, I definitely hear different stuff when you travel to different parts of the city or, around Ohio, that the Ohio State's the place.
What do you think it is about this area that makes that true?
West side Cincinnati is a very Catholic area. I think a huge Irish influence. So, the Irish Catholic part of it is just kind of brought everyone up into that Notre Dame background, I guess.
Right?
Yes.
How important is that to be in an environment that promotes that and also kind of resembles what as normal here?
Mm-hmm. Like I said last week when we went up with the guys, not everyone up there is Catholic, but they all are religious or spiritual, I guess. They all, are very respectful, and they have that. So it's very similar to what I'm coming up with, is just the respect for, God and everything like that. So, it's just going to be a really similar transition.
In Ohio, up in Cleveland and in Columbus, Ohio State is kind of like the king of the state.
Right.
And in recruiting, they haven't let guys that they want leave.
Mm-hmm.
But then I find it interesting that some of these Catholic high schools and in places even in Toledo Central Catholic and like Ignatius and up in Cleveland and, down here with a few of the places like St. X and here, it almost feels like Notre Dame embassies a little bit. Does that make sense? Where it's like you're in Ohio, but you don't know what territory you are.
Right.
And it just kind of felt interesting to me that this place kind of feels like a Notre Dame place.
Right. Like you said, Ignatius is very similar to us, boys Catholic school. St. X is as well. So, there's that tie. They're very similar to Notre Dame, a little bit different than Ohio State, because Ohio State is so big. Notre Dame's private, just like, Elder, St. X, Ignatius, just a smaller school, and it's a really easy, like I said, transition for those guys.